Okay, you guys, today we're going to start lesson 12.3, which is about preparing payroll records. The first objective that you'll be able to do today is be able to prepare a payroll register. And then the second one is to be able to prepare employee earnings records. So it's a fairly quick lesson, but being able to do these two different documents. Okay, so the first one is a payroll register. A payroll register summarizes the earnings, deductions, and net pay of all employees for one pay period. A payroll register is prepared at the end of each pay period. This is what a payroll register looks like, and there's a bunch of steps that it'll go through, but you'll get the hang of it here. First one is your pay period date. So for this one, it's December 15th. And then we have our payment date, again, of December 15th. You have your employee's personal data, so the name of the employee, marital status, and then also the number of allowances. You have their total earnings. Remember, before we calculated the regular plus the overtime to get the total. Federal income tax withheld, and that's going to go based off that chart. So remember, I posted for 12.2 the charts of single and married, so you're going to have to go back and find that. Social Security tax, and it'll give you a rate each time on what to calculate. Medicare tax, again, it'll give you a rate to calculate this one. And most of the time, it's going to tell you how much to withhold for health insurance and also with the retirement plan. Then you need to total all the deductions. So from federal income to retirement plan, add those together. And then we figure out our net pay by taking the total earnings minus the total deductions to get this net pay. And then we will have to total, prove, and rule our payroll register. Remember that this dark line here, single line, is that telling me that I'm going to total each column. And then when I know that they add up right, okay, I could double check again by taking the total here minus the total deductions to get my net pay. If that equals the same as what the total here, then I have proved it and I can double line to say that it is correct. All right, and then the last thing is to include the check numbers, and we won't do that necessarily today yet, but I'll show you how to do that later. So then the second record that we need to have is this employee earnings record, which is a business form used to record details of an employee's earnings and deductions, is called an employee earnings record. An employer's earnings and deductions for each pay period are summarized on one line of the employee earnings record. So before that was a record for all employees, and now we're just going to transfer this to a single employee's record. A new earnings record is prepared for each employee each quarter. So they'll have four throughout the year, 4 quarters. So this is what it looks like for an employee earnings record. So taking from our payroll register, I'm basically just transferring the information to the employee earnings record. So last day of the quarter, so this would have been in the 4th quarter, December 31st. Employee personal data. So employee number I got from there, name, marital status, withholding allowances here, rate of pay, they will tell you in the problem. It doesn't have us put in social security number in the problem, but then it does have us put in the title or position, which is given to you in the problem as well. And then we have our beginning accumulated earnings. So from the end of quarter 3, what were the accumulated earnings? That will transfer from there. And then as we're adding in these different pay periods, we add that in to our accumulated earnings. So I'm going to take December 15th down on this single line here. And I'm going to transfer all these numbers. So I'm just putting in these numbers again exactly how they were up there. But the last thing I need to do is update accumulated earnings. Now you'll notice that to calculate the accumulated earnings, I don't take the net pay and add it. I'm going to add in the total earnings. So this 27,195 plus 1,466.25 equals my updated accumulated earnings. So make sure that you don't take that net pay and add it, that you add in the total earnings here. And then last thing again is to total improve. So remember that single line tells me that I am going to total the columns. And then when I know that my numbers equal up again, taking my total earnings minus my total deductions equals the same number that I had calculated a total here. Then I know that it is proven and I can draw the double line underneath. I will make a video here for the 12-3 work together that you can view to know how to do this exactly.